Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us one more time with another wonderful speaker. And it's my pleasure to introduce Lynn Sullivan, a dedicated life coach and energy healer. Lynn excels at guiding individuals to create actionable steps in both their careers and personal lives. She empowers clients by helping them plan their daily activities that keep them moving towards their goals with clarity and purpose. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us and for bringing your magic into the Countdown 2025.
I am so excited to be here. I love being able to help people define their goals and then go for it.
Yeah, and I can't wait for people to get your gift and to do just that in an aligned and empowered way. And I would like people to know a little bit more of who you are and what you do. Can you share a moment or experience that sparked your passion for what you do? How does this passion translate into the work that you offer today?
Well, when it comes to life coaching, I met the guys who created ULA, which is the coaching program that I work with. And I saw them at a conference in a breakout session, and I was like, these guys are the real thing. They are so passionate about helping people. So I was finally able to go to their 2-day conference that they have that's called Ula Palooza. And in those 2 days, we work through, 7 different key areas of life. And at the end of the program, if you would like, you get to go up on stage and proclaim what your number one goal is. And I had just gone through some major, major health challenges before I was able to go to this conference. And through learning those 2 days, the conference made me realize that I needed to put myself first because I had small children at the time and was trying to work and, do all the volunteer stuff at the schools and I wasn't giving myself the importance of being first in my life. And so I got up on stage, and my goal was fully functional health. And what came of that for me was realizing that when something came into my life, whether it was an opportunity or something to do, or the kids wanted to do something, I could look at it and I would say, okay, is this going to help me get healthier? And is this, in doing this, am I going to get closer to my goal of being fully healthy? And if it was yes, it was really easy to say yes. And if it was no, then I was finally comfortable saying no. And I think that's, as women, we tend to feel, especially I was a stay-at-home mom, even though I worked part-time, I felt like I always needed to say yes to everything that came in. And there was finally a realization that no, you don't say yes to everything that comes in. And by saying no, I was slowly able to feel healthier and get better and get my energy back. And then I was able to say yes more often to those things that came in. So that's what ULA taught me.
And that's powerful, right? Because by saying no, you are saying yes to all of those things, right?
Yeah,
Because when we say yes for everything, we get overcrowded. Yeah,
yep,
that's
definitely.
wonderful. Does ULA mean something or it's just the name?
It's kind of short for the French term ooh la la,
Oh,
and and their definition of ULA is living a life of growth and balance.
oh, I love it.
So, you've got everything, instead you're juggling all the balls, which is fine, but you're also moving forward.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
that sounds amazing.
yeah, it's really helped me to get better at choosing what I want to do.
Mhm. So what would be one key transformation or a benefit that someone can expect from engaging with your work? Like as much as the ULA and the energy healing, right? Like how does this impact their life or their goals?
Well, I do events sometimes, and I have this big board that I invite people to put their dreams on. And there are so many people that just kind of stop with the deer in the headlights look on their face, looking at this dream board and saying, I don't have any dreams.
Mm.
And that makes me so incredibly sad because it doesn't matter if you're, beginning. I've got college age kids right now who are looking at many different possibilities. And then I've worked with people who are retiring, and even though retiring means completing one part of life, there are still many things that they would probably want to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so to me, having knowing what you want and being able to speak that out into the universe and say, this is what I'd like. This is where I want to go. This is who I want to be. And this is how I want to show up in the world. So to me, it is so important to create a path. And one of my coaching friends worked with women who were coming out of domestic abuse relationships. And so their dreams were very different. They were looking for safety and they were looking for a place to live and a job that could support them and their kids versus people who, are just exploding in their business and they want to help people and they want to serve and they want to, make good money so that they can support their family. And neither of those is wrong. And, one of the things that I do every year is I revisit at Ulapalooza my goals. And it's like, well, did I finish this goal? And if I didn't, that's, what do I need to change the goal? Has my life shifted in some way that I don't want to do that goal anymore? Um, and then again, re-looking at what do you want to do? Because if you don't claim something, you're just going to be like a pinball bouncing around from thing to thing. You're going to be like I was, you know, things come in and you go, oh, I'll do that. Oh, I'll do that. Oh, I'll do that. And not choose intentionally where you want to go.
And that's amazing because this is why your gift is actually the first one in the countdown. Because how more powerful are we going to be if we step into 2025 already knowing what we are wanting to get from that year, right? Both
Yeah.
like cognitive in our head, but in our energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally encourage you if you're listening today to join the Countdown 2025 and just start this countdown of 20 days, really empowered and set your goals. Set your dreams. Not don't be the one that doesn't know what to put on that board.
Yeah. And I would add, invite a friend to do this with you. Because when you have somebody, it's like if you have a workout buddy, you're more likely to work out. If you have a buddy who does business and you're working with them, you're more likely to be successful. So it doesn't matter what your goals are. Grab a buddy who's going to be there and be supportive and also be a little bit critical and say, hey, because you want them to go, yes, great job, keep going. And you also want them to say, hey, I thought you were going to do this. What's your plan to get back into the swing of things?
Indeed, the accountability is an amazing piece of advice for
Mhm.
whoever is listening today. Lynn, I want to thank you so much for your gift, for everything that you bring, for the ULA. I love the name, the energy. I believe in my world that everything is connected. And the whole goal of the Countdown 2025 is to have people step into an empowered, aligned, and balanced way into their 2025. So, what mindset or practice do you believe will help people thrive as they embrace the new year?
There are so many possibilities. Well, the one thing with when you create your goals is to it at Ulapalooza we do 21 goals, which sounds like a lot, but you got a whole year to work on them. By choosing 2 or 3 goals and saying, okay, I'm going to do one step for each of these goals tomorrow. And you decide that the night before. And then in the morning, you look at your list of, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. And you take the time to make those a priority instead of an afterthought. Yeah. And so if you do 3 steps a day, okay, so 3 times 30 would be 90. So at the end of a month, you're going to be 90 steps closer to your goal. And you may have even reached a goal. And, some people, they're looking at goals and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so big. How can I do it? And it's really important to learn to break the goals down into little bit-sized bites. For example, I just started sewing about 3 years ago, and one of my goals is to do like 15 minutes of sewing a day, just to help me get in the habit. And so sometimes that's, okay, I've got this fabric that I need to wash. And that's my step for the day. So I wash it, I dry it, I iron it. Another day it might be, okay, I need to complete this next step, which is sewing the sleeve seams. And so, you can make very small things and you can make larger things, but as long as you're continually moving forward, you're going to get to where you want to go.
Yeah, that's very powerful. A lot of us try to do it all like, it's January, I want everything to be done now.
Yeah.
And that will only bring you into overwhelm and making your 2025 goals an afterthought.
Yeah.
So I strongly encourage everybody listening today to get into the Countdown 2025 and to do the first step that Lynn has put as day one, the first gift. I know I'm going to do it. And I want to thank you again for bringing your gift into the Countdown 2025.
You're welcome. I'm so excited to be here because, like I said before, it just pains me to see people who don't have dreams, because we all have dreams inside of us, and you just got to have the confidence to speak them out loud or to write them down on a piece of paper and say, I want this.
Yes. Yeah. I want this. I like that end. I want this. Thank you again, Lynn. I will see you soon.
Okay, you're welcome.